Now, before understanding the connection between the mind and the body in Buddhism, according to Buddhism, let us try to understand what is mind and what is body according to the Buddhist perspective. Now, in the Abhidhamma canon, it is mentioned that the world is made up of four fundamental components, or there are four fundamental components in the world. Those are called Chitta, Cetasika, Rupa, and Nibbana. Now, Chitta means the ability to sense. Cetasika means the process of sensing or the process of thinking. And Rupa means the particles. Now, according to Buddhism, the world is made up of four main particles. And sometimes it is also mentioned that it is made up of 8 particles, and even 10 particles are mentioned in some sutras, but let us consider that the world is mainly, fundamentally formed by 4 main particles, which are Apo, Tejo, Vayu, and Patavi. Now, Apo means the liquidity, and Tejo means the temperature, and Vayu means the gaseousness, and Patavi means the solidity. So these are the 4 main particles in the world, and when 2 of these particles collide with each other, and energy is released. Now, for example, I will give you a very simple example for this. Now, imagine 2 objects are colliding. For example, your own palms of your hands are colliding, and when it collides, it generates a sound or a noise. The palms of your hand are the particle or the material part, and the sound is the energy part. So you know that when material part or particles are colliding, and energy is released. So when the rupas or particles in this world collide with each other, Chitta and Cetasika is created. Chitta means the ability to sense, and the Cetasika is the process of sensing or process of thinking that occurs as a result of the ability to sense. So these 2, Chitta and Cetasika, belongs to the energy part of the world. When 2 particles collide, energy is released. And this energy is called Nama in the Abhidhamma canon, and the particles is called Rupa. This process is also explained in length in the Satipatthana Sutta. Now, all the living beings occur in the same way. According to Buddhism, the ability to sense and the sensing is a being, is the living being. And when 2 particles collide, an instantaneous energy is created, or instantaneous sense is created, and the sense is the being or the mind or the Chitta. And when the sense is created, a process of thinking and grasping of that information, and then processing it and identifying the information, and then a process of thinking occurs with the ability to sense. So this is the Chitta and Cetasika, the Nama part of the world. Now I think you can see, we can safely say that body is the Rupa and the mind is the Nama. And energy cannot occur without a medium or the collision of particles. So the energy and the particles is interconnected. No energy can occur without a medium. So it is clear that mind and body is interconnected, but not necessarily the same, no two components either, because they are interconnected. Mind occurs as the result of the collision of particles, and you may say that body is this physical body of a human being, the physical body of an animal, but the truth is this physical body is also made up of the four particles: Apo, Tejo, Vayu, Patavi. But if this physical body exists, can you say a human being exists? No, because even in a dead body, the physical body is there, it is present there. But a living being is not present there in a dead body. The reason that physical body has lost its ability to sense. Now, when a body is alive, it receives information from the outside. The particles in this body keeps colliding with the particles from the outside. In the Satipatthana Sutta, it is explained that when the particles in the eye is colliding with the particles of an object, external object, it creates the sight. And when the sight is created, at that very instant, a living being is created in your eye between those two particles. And that living being is generated in an instant, and it is annihilated, or it is dead at the very instant. But when you keep receiving information, or the particles keep colliding at a very high speed, this generation of the senses occurs in a very high speed as well. So living beings are created one after the other in a chain, in a very high speed chain, and you get the illusion of a continuously existing living being. And there is created the concept of Atma, or the soul. But the truth is, there is no one being, but a number of instantaneous beings, or the senses. So now I think you can understand that mind and body are not exactly two, but energy is occurred as a result of the collision of particles, and this energy is called the mind, and the particles can be called as the body. So this energy can occur anywhere, not only in your physical body of a human being, not only in the physical body of an animal. It can occur anywhere, in any material part of the world. In the Pali Canon, in the Sutta Pitaka, there is the Samyukta Nikaya, and in the Samyukta Nikaya there is a part called the Devata Samyukta, and in there it is described of various astral beings that occur everywhere in the world. For example, in the root of a tree, in the trunk of a tree, in the leaves of a tree, in the fruits of a tree, and in the water and in the earth. And there are various names to call those astral beings mentioned in Buddhism. And so those are the energies that is created, occurred in the particles of a tree, in the particles of a rock, in the particles of your body, human body of flesh and blood. So the mind can occur anywhere. The energy of the mind can occur in a medium, but the thing is that mind cannot occur without a medium. So mind and body is always interconnected, and when some person dies, that when this physical body has lost its life cycle and it is nearing the end of its life cycle, the ability to sense does not die. I mean, when the physical body is dying, at the very last minute of its death, it creates a sense. When the particles are colliding, it creates a sense, and when this sense, inside this sense, is generated a desire to feel another sense. But when this physical body is dead, the medium is gone, the desire, that desire generates another sense in a corresponding medium. Do you understand? Now, when this physical body is dead, the last sense, the desire that is generated in the last sense it has created, creates another new sense. The desire creates another new sense in a new separate medium that corresponds with the nature of the sense or the desire. So it starts occurring in another medium, getting attached itself to another medium. It does not get attached, but it is created anew in another medium, and then starts occurring in that medium until the life cycle of that medium as well comes to an end. So there goes the occurrence of energy. It attaches, or it keeps occurring in new mediums when the previous one is gone. So this is the relationship or the interaction between mind and body. This is not two, this is not one. It occurs as a result of the other. Mind is generated due to the collision of particles, and this energy creates the desire, and due to that desire it keeps occurring again. So this generation and annihilation of the mind or the sense is called chittakshana. It is called the bhava, the true bhava of a living being, the true birth and death of a living being. And the birth and death of the body or the medium occurs due to this fundamental basic birth and death of the mind. So there are two kinds of births and deaths: the birth of the mind, the birth of the physical body, and the death of the mind and death of the physical body or the medium of the mind.